Welcome. I am Crimey Queen, and if you are joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we have fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. I get excited on numerology, of course. Now, we have been exploring Genesis of chapter 1 and 2, but basically, we could say we have been more or less exploring Genesis of chapter 1, verse 1. We keep going back and forth. We've been doing the snake thing, the serpent thing, wrapping around, going on the ground, and coming up again. That's what we have been doing here on the Crimey Queens channel since we have been doing Genesis, which I did a series of hidden numbers in Genesis, a series of presentations. So again, if you are new to this channel, we do this with the view to help equip ourselves with the resources or spiritual elements or strength or anchor. I think anchor is a real appropriate word here. This that it serves as a bedrock to helping us transform our lives, to being that base, being that rock, as I say, for our development to actualize self-full love. Now I say actualize self-full love because love, I believe, is really the juice that keeps us going and helping us evolve. And of course, it's healing. It is like everything. Love makes the world go round, and that's what I believe very dearly. It just reminds me as well that I have done the numerical value for the word love, which equals 9. And of course, 9, when we do the numerical value for the word 9, it equals 6. So 6, of course, is that which we are. So basically, what I'm getting here is that when we acknowledge ourselves as 6, or the process of love is that we go through that 6, let's see on the so we are on 6 whenever we are have recognized ourselves in any 6 state. Actually, that's when we then propel ourselves. The realization in itself helps us to realize that we can get into that 9 state. So when we get into the 9 state, that's where we are both in love, really. So it's not always the most, we could say, fun thing, although it is a fun journey in itself, depending on our perspective of what we call fun, because after all, some people do get fun in having pain as well, so fun is really an individual perception, I suppose, but it does come on the Mother Eve's channel. When I say channel, I suppose that is correct. Whenever we are having fun, we are doing Eve. And of course, when we are doing Eve, Mother Eve, we are doing the snake thing. And hence we see on fun fairs, for instance, there's always a snake effect of a fun ride or something that goes, or snakes and ladders, and that's the game. So we do have fun, and that's what Mother Eve is about. But the wonderful thing is to recognize. It's to recognize. So I have done a bit of talking on this, and what I would like to do now is oh, my board has gone walking, it looks like. Okay, so all right, so I'll just have a little mini intro on what I'm about to do, because I think I've got my board on the other side. So basically, yes, we have done numerical values on, well, not just numerical values, excuse me, because I'm getting my thoughts together, but we have been delving on the scriptural verse in the beginning. We have been looking at those 3 words in the beginning, and we have really looked at them for well, we've done many presentations on that. We've looked at the word in, of course. We have seen it very pinnacle, like the bedrock of this sacrifice template. And this sacrifice template, if you're new to this, was derived or devised from the sacrifice of Jesus Christ. So I have got a series of templates to numerology. It may be actualizing self-love to numerology, and I also have templates to numerology. One in-depth presentation you can have a look at is called An Introduction to Crimey Queen's Channel, and it may have to 2018. Yes, so yes, and that would give you a very good introduction to this channel. So basically that's what we are saying. So we have been doing the word in, which is 5 and 9. Now we are going through another cycle, because Mother Eve, who's the depiction here, who is the spokesperson of all what we have been doing, who has made herself very transparent through our teaching here and learning, and she is really the spokesperson. As I said, she is the one who's now informed us that instead of looking at ending and beginning as in the number 5 and 9 for beginning and 5 for ending, she has now asked us to turn the numbers around and really, well, count backwards. Those were her words. Count backwards. Meaning, instead of saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we should be saying 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But of course, we begin with number 5, which is like a demarcation of end in front of that 9, which would be here. So we would have 5, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hadn't done this for a while, so I have to kind of like train myself into this. Now, what I also get from this is Mother Eve is also saying that is the only way we can begin to save ourselves, so to speak. It's to say that the masculine have been we have been following the masculine line, the straight line, that line that has been rigid. It has been straight. It's like the number 1, which is like the I in a sense, because the letter I has got that line as well. But she is saying that we need to now turn back. And in turning back, of course, as we would know through all our experiences, sometimes turning back, it's like going into a room, put it this way. It's like going into a room to get something in your home. And then you get to that room and you think, well, what did I come here for? You had forgotten what you went in there for. And now it's like, just as we would do in our home, you tend to go back to the room you was at before, whether it was the kitchen, the bathroom, whatever it was. You go back and then you remember. So that's what Mother Eve is saying. We need to remember. Remember. In fact, I think remember, I'll just do this here. I think that is number 7 on the numerical scale. So let's just do remember. Okay. R-E-M-E-M-B-E-R. Remember. So this is the, wow. This is the R-E that we have been occupied with. But we need to remember. But now it's like she's more or less saying like, at the end of that, remember here, or just drop that 9 and know that we are getting into an E-member. Wow, that's interesting. An E-member. So be an E-member. Be an E-member. That's what Mother Eve is saying. Okay. Oh, my pens. Okay. Be an E member. So this is 4, 5, 4, 2, 5, 9. So of course we have 14, 16, 30, 39, 41, plus 9 is 50. Ah, interesting. Remember, I've got to do this again because I really thought it was, so this is 4, I'll just double check here, 9, 5, 4, 5, 4, that's correct, 2, 5, 9. Okay, so let's do this again. So this is 10, this is 15, of course, 21, 15, 24, 26, 26, that's 30, and it's 34, 40, 34, 43. That's what I've got here, 43. That's what I thought. So I'm going to just do this a third time because it's the way my eyes dance. So this is 9, 5, 4, 5, 4, 2, 5, 9. All right, there we go. So this is 14 plus 14, 28. 28 plus 4 is 20, is 32. 32 plus 5 is 37, 38, 39, 40, 43. That's correct, 43. Okay, so that's 7. And of course, we have discovered we are 7. We are of 7, 7 in the sense of we have 2 sets of gods. We are the makeup or the formation of 2 sets of gods, that 14 gods. And so there's, like, we could say the 2 sets of gods are 7, and we also are of 7 days of creation, and of course 6 days that man, it is said to be created on the 6th day. However, we know that man was created. We have seen 2 sets of creation, so let's just do that. So we say that man has been created on the 6th day. And also we have the 7th day of rest. So there's the 7 playing out here. We see the 7 is in direct correlation with the serpent, which is Mother Eve. I won't do the numerical value on here now. I'll just use this as another intro because I do this all the time. And we see that the serpent was that which we heard about in the Garden of Eden. We also hear that it had been a snake because it was cast down to the ground. As a snake, it would be number 5, of course, which in actual fact is, when we do the numerical value for Mother Eve, which is 14, which embodies, we could say, Eve is the embodiment or spiritual umbrella for the 14 gods right here. So basically, being cast to the ground had not taken away the essence of Mother Eve being Mother Eve, because when we add this together, we have 14. And so we see 1 plus 4 is 5. So basically, it's not because you have gone to another place or you have been transformed in any, when we say transformed, well, you have done a journey in some way that it takes away your character of who you truly are. So this is Mother Eve. And of course, we see and we have learned that Eve is really in everything, everywhere, every time, whenever, however, whomsoever, nevertheless, or in never, we are all the time, and in everything we do, we are calling on Mother Eve, just that we had not been conscious that that is what we have been doing, which is the 5, the number 5, which is also 23, which is also Christ, and also Buddha, the Kundalini, the pyramid, so many words of that consists of 5. So I'll just keep this. I'm hoping it's just a little intro because we want to carry on with in the beginning. So this is like a warm-up for me. Okay, I hope you have found this fun. Okay, thank you for watching. Please join us again and do give us a thumbs up.